What do you do if you're a young man growing up and you don't have a good example of a man to learn from? As a man who grew up with an absent dad, I'm going to share with you my best suggestion for you. And I'm going to start with a story. When I turned 12, I joined a group of boys in my neighborhood that had regular activities. We had some adult leaders and they did their best to keep us out of trouble. And of course they provided the structure and the supervision. To fund some of our activities, we would go around and collect old newspapers on the first Saturday morning of every month. We would take those down to the recycle center and I think we got paid about 20 bucks a ton. With that money, we would go on occasional camping trips or do other activities. Well, one Saturday morning, most of us didn't want to show up. I was one of them, until I got a knock at my door and it was one of the leaders, and so I reluctantly went to help gather the newspapers. The next time we were together, one of our leaders gave us a talking to. I remember sitting there thinking, I'm glad I went, but I still felt the pain inside because I knew I went reluctantly. I didn't want to go until they came and knocked on the door to get me. A lot of the other boys didn't show up at all. So I sat through that and felt like, okay, at least I went, but I knew in a lot of ways he was still talking to me. That man was Mark Gould. Mark was our leader for most of the time I was a teenager growing up. But more than just being a leader of that group of boys, he became a surrogate dad for me. He would invite me over to his home. I watched football in his living room on Sundays because we didn't watch it at my house. When his family went on camping trips, he would invite me and I got to go with him. While on the camping trip, he taught me how to ride a motorcycle. He came over to our house and helped fix things when my mom had something that needed to be fixed and we didn't know how to do it. He showed me how to fix brakes on my mom's car. He did all kinds of things that gave for me a good example of what a good man can be and what a good man does. Mark even chewed me out when I did things that he thought were stupid. That might seem like something you wouldn't want as a teenage boy growing up, but I knew he did it because he cared about me. Mark provided for me a positive example of what a man can be and probably should be in the absence of my own dad. So why am I telling you about Mark Gould? If you're a young man growing up as I did without an involved dad in your life, look for someone that you can emulate. It might be a neighbor, it might be an uncle or a grandfather, it might be a coach or a teacher. Whoever you can look for that is an example of a good man that you can emulate, find that person and pay attention to what they do and use them as your example for what you can do in your life. I don't know if you'll be able to find someone like Mark Gould, but you need to know that by following good and positive examples, you can still learn everything you need to know to be a successful, responsible, loving man. And if you choose, a husband and father for your own family. If you want some help, get the book I wrote just for you. I'll put a link in the description. Always remember, you can still succeed in life, even if your dad's not there to show you how. And you do have a dad that loves you. And I'll see you on the next video.